Hello and welcome back to my channel. If you're not subscribed already, please do hit the subscribe button, and if you could give it a like, that would really help me and my channel out. So today I'm going to do a Q&A video. I have had a few questions and I've also asked for some questions from my Instagram and also friends and family. So I'm going to try and keep this short and sweet. So the first question that I have is kind of three questions in one because they all stem off each other. I had, how long have you been doing the diet for? What was your transition first like? And what made me try keto or start keto? I first started keto in May 2019. And I have been on and off, in and out, whatever you want to call it, since then. Initially, I was interested in fasting. So I was learning all the science about when you're fasting, your body is in a state of ketosis. Obviously, there's benefits to this. It lowers inflammation, it's good for your brain, it's good for your cells to rejuvenate and autophagy, all that stuff. That's what first interested me. I started to tweak a few things, so I would fast and then my first meal I wouldn't have carbs. From then afterwards, I decided to try the keto diet. I did it on my own. I do live with my partner, but I did it on my own. I didn't tell him anything about it because I knew that he would think I was crazy. And every time I ate dinner, I would just remove the carbs. I loved how I felt. I lost weight, and yeah, it was obviously something like I'd never tried before, so it was really quite fascinating. Since then, my partner does actually do the diet with me because he understands the benefits, and he obviously saw how I felt, so he just decided on his own that he wanted to try it, and he's been doing it ever since. So other question that was in there was, what was your transition like? So I would say that initially the only part I struggled with was the social aspect, but as time has gone on, and like I said, I go in and out of being in ketosis or following the keto diet, I do incorporate some carbs. I do incorporate some days where we will decide to go out and have a pizza, a little bit of balance, and go and indulge in some pasta or something like that. But you can definitely make it work. If you don't want to eat carbs, then there's loads of keto options in restaurants and in social situations. It's up to you at the end of the day. It's up to you what your goal is and how you make it sustainable for you and your lifestyle. I did get keto flu, if that's what you're wondering. And keto flu is basically just where your body is not used to running on fat, so it doesn't know what to use, and it's used to running on glucose. So you have a period of time where you're trying to run on glucose, but you're not providing your body with any of it. So you feel a bit depleted. But mine, I felt pretty rough, and I did loads of research, but still the biggest thing is trying to make sure your electrolytes are good, got enough sodium and basically salt. That will usually always make you feel a million times better. So even though I've done loads of research, if you are thinking about starting it, definitely do as much research as possible, because it's not the same as just hopping on any old diet. And in terms of my transition, it took me about 3 days to feel like I was better. Yeah, initially it was just getting over that hump of feeling I felt very out of balance, basically. The next question is, how long do you recommend having a break off of keto or having a cheat meal, and why? Why do I recommend that? So obviously this is just my opinion, it's just based on my own experience. You're gonna eat the way you used to eat, or you're gonna eat indulgent foods for a long period of time, like a week or 2 weeks or even multiple days stacked upon each other. Yes, it is going to add up, and yes, it is, you might put on a few pounds, but how long it's going to take you to actually gain fat or lose your progress it's not as quick as you think. The thing that people get scared of is they will have a break from keto and they'll eat carbs again and they'll put on 4 pounds. But what people don't realise is that it's 4 pounds of water weight. So don't worry about it. As soon as you go back on keto, it's going to drop straight back off. It's about a long-term result. It's not about just quickly whatever the scale says. Personally, I couldn't really care what the scale says. It's all about how you feel, how you are in your clothes, if you want, how you look. I maybe would have a couple days off. I don't like using the term on and off because it implies that you're either 100% or you're 0. You can be a bit of both. It's always better to be slightly in than not at all at the end of the day. But if you have just started, then I would recommend doing the diet solidly for 4 weeks minimum, maybe 6 weeks, and yeah, then maybe incorporating some carbs if you fancy it. The next question I have is with regards to if you're making meals for, say, people who aren't also following the keto diet, what is your replacement? What's your alternative to what they may be eating? I would just say the first thing is that pretty much any dinner you make, if you just remove the carbs, you've got a keto dinner. You just don't have the chips or rice. Rather than creating 2 separate dishes, then it's just better off just removing the carbs or removing the sauce, maybe doing an extra serving of vegetables for yourself. That's what I would do, and that is what I personally did at the start when my fiance didn't do the diet with me. Do you drink alcohol on keto? And if so, what are your favourites or your more keto safe options? Yes, I do drink alcohol on the keto diet. If I'm feeling like I want to just knuckle down and just have a few weeks off, then I won't obviously drink alcohol. But in the time that I do, the best things to stick to are the clear alcohols, the clear spirits. Tequila, I love tequila. Gin, and obviously you can have that with tonic. Just be very wary of the types of tonic because especially in the UK, even the diet ones have got a lot of carbs per serving. Or go for diet lemonade, diet coke you can obviously have as a mixer. And then obviously there's things like white wine, and the drier the wine, the less carbs it will have. So that's a great option that I personally love. When you are drinking alcohol, you are not going to be in ketosis, but I think personally one thing that I've learned over this period of time is that it's not always about being in ketosis for the longest time or making sure you never come out of ketosis. You are going to have such a benefit by being in it at all. So if most of your time you are, and then you have a few dips in and out, it's really not a problem. Do I think keto lacks anything, such as bananas with their potassium and blueberries, berries that have the antioxidants? And if so, what's a good alternative? Carbs are not an essential nutrient. They're not an essential macronutrient. You can have 0 carbs and you'll be perfectly healthy. I don't believe that keto lacks anything. I think that it is healthy to come in and out of ketosis, and I do think it is healthy to sometimes incorporate carbs and let your body understand how to use both, because there's a reason why we are able to use both, and why not make the most of both of them? So in terms of bananas and their potassium, they're actually not that high in potassium. They're just known for that. On a daily basis, we actually need something along the lines of 3,500 milligrams of potassium, and bananas only have, I believe, about 400 milligrams. I don't personally think that removing bananas from your diet is going to be an issue. So foods like salmon, different types of fish, mackerel, beef, avocado, Brussels sprouts, some shellfish, they actually have such high levels of potassium. So when you're incorporating all those different things in your diet, which are obviously part of keto, then there shouldn't be an issue with low potassium. And as I mentioned earlier, always keeping your salt up is another way of ensuring that you're getting enough potassium and that also your body can hold on to it. And in terms of berries, you can eat berries. So if you want to every day, you could probably have around a handful of berries. And to me, that would be enough antioxidants anyway, and any other benefits you think there might be in berries or fruit. Okay, so my last question is, how do I get back into ketosis quickly? Because I've had a break off of Christmas and put on some extra weight. Again, up to you, but in my personal opinion, it's not really about getting back into ketosis quickly. It doesn't really matter how quick or slowly you get back into it. All that matters is that you are trying to benefit yourself, you are trying to improve your health, and just by doing that, it's slow and steady. It doesn't have to be a race. There are some things that you can do, such as fasting and a little bit of exercise, but at the end of the day, your body is going to go back into ketosis when it wants to, when it's ready, and when you've reduced the carbs basically to a certain level. If you want to get started as quickly as possible, just get back into the diet, have a look at some recipes and prepare, as I always say, prepare your food, have everything ready to go, and you'll be back into ketosis in no time, and I'm sure any weight that you've gained will start to go. Yeah, so I just think it's important to focus on making it sustainable and making it long term. So that's kind of the reason why every now and again I will have some carbs. So hopefully I've answered those questions okay, and I'm not trained. The answers are all based on my experience and how keto works for me and how I use it as a lifestyle change. So yeah, if you have any more questions, obviously you can leave a comment. Please do subscribe, please do give it a like, and if you're not already, also follow me on Instagram. It is sugarfree_Natalie_. If this isn't your style of video that you prefer, don't worry, I'm back next week with some recipes and something exciting that I think you might enjoy. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you very, very soon. Bye.